Hey there, YouTube. So, Injustice 2. Now, Injustice is a bit of a strange one for me. I like the way the game looks and feels, but there's something about it that I'm not really too keen on. So it's one of them types of beat 'em ups where it's alright, but I wouldn't say it's. I mean, when it first came out, not Injustice, but Injustice 2. Upon its release, there was a lot of hype, and a lot of people were praising it a lot. I was a little reserved into picking this up, and the reason for that was because of the first one. I wasn't too keen on the first one either, but this is the Legendary Edition, and it was on sale, so I thought I'd pick it up. And as you can see, well, I can't really remember how far I've actually got into the story, but the story mode is probably right. So I haven't actually completed the story mode, but the story mode is pretty cool.
Ready to be all ears? It's Scarecrow and his goons you want. They're mixing toxic gas right in your backyard. We came to stop them.
I see.
And as you can tell, as it's now quite what's the right word for it?
They return.
I would say it's a standard thing nowadays with NetherRealm games,
If you have one on the team, we'd love to have
where
I would consider.
they put a lot of effort into
Now,
the story mode, and it shows. It definitely shows. It shows in the Injustice games, and it shows in the Mortal Kombat franchise too, of how they go about with the single player campaign. And I gotta admit, it does really look good. The game, I mean, if we were to just, look at this game visually, if we was to just talk about this game, about, about how it looks visually, then,
Where were you? Just in the clouds.
you would give it,
How
a
many
10 out of
times
10
we told you?
for just the way it looks. I mean, if you look at the facial expressions and the character models, everything is very clean. On top of that, it's an Xbox enhanced title, meaning
Let me
you
out.
could play this in 4K.
Diana,
And I've got to admit,
taught me what my powers can do.
it really does look good in 4K.
Needs help.
I don't know if this happens with
They're always fighting.
That's
with
the world without Catwoman. Batman has eyes.
with all 4K TVs,
Can't know about
but
you before we're-
on mine,
I'm not
I had to
afraid of
actually
some
take
guy
off
in a
the switch off the
I can
HDR
bend steel
settings,
with my bare hands.
because with the HDR on my TV, it looked very sort
If I
of
can't
washed
even
out.
help Kal-El.
Everything was just too bright, and at first I couldn't figure it out. So
The time
I started to mess around with the settings on my TV.
Kal-El and
But when that didn't work, I realized I thought I'd give it a try to mess around with the settings on the game, and that seemed to have done the job. So
Our best chance to stop Grodd is a preemptive strike.
with the 4K off, it looks a lot better than what it
Try
did
calling the army?
on my TV anyway. I mean, you might have a different TV,
Break up the regime.
and as I've mentioned in
So,
my previous
what?
videos, that my
Us
4K
three
TV
extradite Grodd from under
isn't
his
actually
entire criminal
top of the range.
Grodd's
I mean, if you was to
Take
ask
him
me, I
down,
would say it's
and the
probably
others will submit.
one of the cheaper ones, one of the cheaper 4K TVs. It's actually a good entry level TV to get into 4K TVs.
I better call the sitter.
But I mean, I only use my 4K TV for gaming. I don't really watch movies or anything on it.
You're comfortable with Dinah. I'll have Blue Beetle.
But yeah, I mean, visually this game is spot
Do
on.
this.
The campaign is,
You have a family.
You're
I don't know. I mean,
Bruce
it's probably interesting to some, but
against Superman.
halfway through I kind of just
Finishing this.
I kind of dozed off, and after that I was limited with space on my hard drive, so I had to delete the game. And then once I deleted it, after that, I mean, I've only just reinstalled it just for the purposes of making this video and just giving an insight to people. I mean, if there is anyone out there who's thinking of picking this up, and I mean, if you're thinking of picking this up, I would say now is probably the best time to pick this up.
Gorilla City! Our time has come.
Because it's, I can't really remember when it was. So I'll
Of
quickly
oppression.
just do
Forever. No more regime.
a Wikipedia search on it.
Today, the world welcomes its new masters. The Society!
Right, so according to Wikipedia, it came out in 2017.
Today, we show the
EU,
world
May
that
19,
we
2017.
are superior.
So
Today, we bring anyone
I wouldn't really call it an
stand
old game,
against us.
but it's not exactly new. But with it being a few years old, you should be able to pick it up pretty cheap. And if you're a fighting game fan or a beat 'em up fan,
Society members, it's all of them.
I think you'll enjoy it.
Headed indoors, out of sight from the soldiers.
But on
Keep the jet warm.
the level of, I mean, it's nowhere near the level of Tekken. But it is quite technical, this game, and it's, in my opinion, I would say it's
Put on a little
pretty
fit,
much
Rod.
balanced.
You hire Superman's speechwriter?
Soldiers must be properly motivated to stand
But if you were to, if you're a, if you play
perennial motivate.
solo most of the time
Better not turn that hate on us.
and you don't do much of
It's over.
As long as we have a
online gaming or couch co-op,
you have nothing.
then
You mean
you'll have a blast on this game because it is absolutely filled to the brim with content.
Report, Deadshot. We're ready to move.
And you can tell that when they pushed this game out,
First wave.
We already lost.
they definitely had, the
Hope you're silent, part.
they basically they covered the single players out there. They covered them up good and proper.
Maybe it's time.
Multiplayer is obviously,
Partner.
typical
Since we're relying
multiplayer.
so
You got
much
your,
on him.
couch co-op. You got online
Make
matches,
his presence known.
and there's a few modes.
Words from the brave and the bold.
I'm the brave one, right?
I'm not bold enough to disagree.
The saboteurs of Slaughter Swamp, I presume. Handle this.
I call first dibs.
A traitor again, Selena? I don't know why Bruce ever trusted you.
I've got 9 lives, Dinah. I'm only a traitor in most of them.
And it's worth mentioning the switch between the cutscenes, and as you can tell, I'm not really good at this game.
10 count.
Oh, that was a lucky one. Yeah. I'm not really too good with this, but it is fun to mess around a little bit and figure out some moves like that. Obviously, I had no idea how I did that. So if you press back, and what was it? I don't know. Bloody hell, Catwoman's good. And these are your super moves. So just in case you didn't know, when the bar at the bottom fills up, you can either use a single bar to enhance certain special moves, or you can
That was
use,
graceful, Ollie.
well, you can wait for the entire bar to fill up and use it as one special move that does, you know, a lot of damage. I've got to say they've kind of nailed the look of
One of us needs to
Bane,
distract him while
but
the other snips his
I would say the best Bane that I've seen
Ollie.
that, you know, looks
Kind of
and sounds like Bane has to be from the
I will
Batman games
turning you to him.
from Rocksteady, I think it is. I could be wrong. Let's try Green Arrow this time.
I'll distract him. You take snipping.
Your spine will break like this.
Now you done it. That was my favorite arrow.
So, I mean, from what I know, Bane is I think, a child who was kidnapped and tortured and experimented on Mexican prison or something. Yeah, Green Arrow's not bad. Yeah, and experimented on, and I think they did something to him with the with some sort of poison called venom or something, and those are the pipes on his back where he injects the. Alright, let's do Green Arrow's super move and see what it's about. Okay, not bad. Cool.
Prepare for
He got fucked up. You got knocked the fuck out. Yeah, so I mean, visually this game is spot on. It's definitely, you know, it looks clean. Oh, she's cut his pipes off.
Now where's that damn dirty ape?
And it plays, it's quite responsive. It plays really well too. Oh, Dr. Fate. This is my favourite character in this game. I love this guy. He kind of reminds me of Doctor Strange from the Marvel universe.
falls.
Dr. Fate?
Dinah Lance, Oliver Queen. In the past, I have shielded you from danger, but a grave crisis looms, and I do not know if I can stop it.
You mean Grodd and company? We've got that covered.
Grodd is the pawn of
It looks like a magical Spartan, to be
a
honest
new
with
order
you.
is coming. I have foreseen it. Leave with me now, while I can still save you.
If that's the case, we're staying here. Batman will need our help.
Everyone and everything you know will die. I will shepherd you to safety, lest you suffer the same fate. By force, if necessary.
The good doctor's been wearing that helm for too long.
Then let's help him out of it.
We'll go with Green Arrow again. I don't really like how
Oliver,
the other one plays.
you must flee this earth before the threat of your fate unravels.
Would love to do that. But I only take orders from her.
Vengeance of Horus.
Oh, that was close.
Hero's fate is suffering.
Now we're on equal playing field, Doctor. Yeah. So yeah, it looks good. It's very responsive. I would say it's kind of in line with Killer Instinct. You know how it plays, where you have like a set number of inputs where where the combos work. Fuck you, Doctor. Oh, didn't expect that. I thought he was gonna fall for it. But yeah,
This day just keeps getting
this is a single player campaign of Injustice 2.
Kent, you okay?
Your headgear really had you going.
I lost control of Naboo, the spirit of the helm. Thanks to you, I'm back in charge. For now. I have to go consult my masters, the Lords of Order. Pray they'll intervene before it's too late.
Too late for what, Kent? What's going down?
The Lord's magic.
I've never seen this guy without his helmet.
I have changed fate too many times. This planet's destiny is...
Definitely not what I was expecting.
What comes next? Mere mortals cannot stop. For better or worse, your fate rests in the gods' hands.
That was spooky.
Yeah. Come on, let's find Grodd and get the hell out of here.
You've overstayed your welcome.
We're happy to check out.
So I'm
Coming with us.
thinking now we've got to fight this guy.
Fighting a talking ape wasn't enough. Had
We'll go for Green Arrow again.
it was a song to soothe these savage beasts.
So as you play along the campaign, you don't really get to choose who you play with. You get a choice
You eat bananas, right? Or is that
of maybe one or two characters, or you'll just have to play like each character's like sort of episode. And I've noticed with these NetherRealm games, at times when you're pressing the D-pad in a sort of a diagonal way where you want to jump, like, I'll show you what I mean, like that. And sometimes when you press the jump in that direction, instead of jumping, jumping forward or backwards, he ends up just jumping up. And that is, it's not only with this game, but it's with the it's with the Mortal Kombat games as well. The same thing happens. You press diagonal up, say up forward or up backwards, and instead of jumping in that direction,
Just be glad I'm not.
the character just jumps up. And I have no idea why that happens. Oh, you bastard. I don't know this guy's moves. I've never really played with Green Arrow, so forgive me for playing shit. And I'm gonna die. It's the only thing I could do. Oh, the AI beat me to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly get out of here and show you guys what types of modes you can play in single player. So you got your campaign, your story, you've got single player, the multiverse, legendary, multiverse, practice and learn. Okay. So learn is more specific, and practice is just, you know, you against a dummy. The multiverse is kind of interesting. Now in the multiverse you've got these worlds, and as you play along, I mean, if you're familiar with Tekken 7 and the Tekken treasure battle mode, or whatever it's called, but where you in this, it's kind of similar to that. So you pick a character, and there's a whole lot of characters to pick from, and every single character in this game looks bang on. Really, they do. I mean, check this guy out. Looks really good. And you got Sub-Zero. And you got Raiden over here. And you got Starfire, Atom, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Enchantress, Hellboy. These are basically extra characters, and all these guys, they look exactly like they would do in the movies. Yeah. So yeah, so this multiverse, basically you pick a character, and you then you proceed to fight and unlock items where you can then put on the character. So my Dr. Fate basically looks like this at the moment. There you go. And I wouldn't say I'm really good with him, but he's alright. Blue Beetle, unlocked a few things for him. He looks like that. And as you already saw, Reverse Flash looks like that. But yeah, what we'll do is I'll pick Dr. Fate because I'm kind of familiar with him. And you press Y and you can get into settings, and you press X and you've got different loadouts. I've only just, you know, sorted out the one. But yeah, so this is the multiverse, and the little box at the bottom that you see is, those are the things that you unlock. And where the box is, that fight will have a certain challenge to it, and you have to beat that challenge in order to get that box. You get them boxes anyway, and it's
two voices in one mind.
I'll silence June's conscience soon enough.
Demons must be slain.
Begin.
Vengeance of Horus.
Bloody hell, she's good. Damn, she's like Shang Tsung's sister. What a bitch. Oh.
Nice pet.
Yeah, so you got your little bar at the bottom where you press circle and activates a certain power up. And this is his special move. I actually forgot about the Constantine thing.
Dr. Fate wins.
So this is basically the multiverse, and you can spend absolutely forever win without using any environmental interactions. Okay. So yeah, you can spend an absolute age on just the multiverse, and then there's there's the other side of this game, which is the online multiplayer side,
Chaos.
and we'll get into that very shortly.
I am the Lord of Order. That title is taken.
Begin.
Oh no, I used the invite. Oh man, I didn't mean to do that. I was just pressing all the buttons, trying to figure out the moves and everything, and that just happened. We'll skip this. Let's get right into the meat and potatoes.
You are no lord. Vengeance of Horus.
Yeah, I'm re-downloading The Evil Within. I'm gonna be making a video of The Evil Within soon, so
Wins.
that's why those notifications keep popping up. But yeah, so this is the multiverse. sometimes they're a bit easy, but the multiverse basically goes along with whatever level your character is anyway. So if your character is a level 2, you will be facing challenges along those lines.
Hounds of duty. English, please. You are disposable.
Begin.
Mine is wearing level 13 gear, so I'm...
Vengeance of Horus.
He's good, this guy. Yep, I'm getting my ass kicked.
You're not bulletproof. Your tools are limited.
Oh, he got me. I was trying to do a quick escape there, but he got me. Oh,
Wasted.
my turn. My turn, boy. So these are, every character has these power moves, and as you'll see right now. So once you basically get into a world on the multiverse, no magic complete, and then you get these boxes, and then you've got to get out these. I mean, depending on how many boxes you've got, 1 bronze, 3,000 credits, and yeah, and then you can just proceed to, you know, carry on and do the rest of them. So that's the multiverse. The little bars next to the multiverse, I'm not really sure, but I think that displays of how difficult they are, or it could be how much time they've got left. So I'm thinking this has got like 2 hours, and then that's gonna go, and then a new one's gonna pop up. So, you know, the multiverse is really good. Legendary multiverse, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've never really played this. I've never tried it, and I need to get into this. But just to give you an insight into how much content you've got, you know, to play or to mess around with when it comes to single player. Now on the multiplayer, you've got AI Battle Simulator. Never really, you know, tried that. You've got Tournament, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I've never really actually tried the Tournament either. And then you've got Versus. Versus is your typical, you know, sorry, this is multiplayer, offline multiplayer I think, and this is online. Here you can customize your characters, and the Brother Eye Vault is where you basically, all, you know, them boxes that you earned from the multiverse, you can basically open them up here, and it will give you, you know, like here, a headpiece for Sub-Zero and a chest piece for Captain Cold. And that happens with each of them. And what you get from these boxes, it's never really, it's all randomized. You just carry on and carry on and carry on. I don't know how many boxes I've got, to be honest with you. When I actually first started playing this game, I wasn't. It's not really made obvious that, you know, you need to go here to open these boxes up. They should have made it a little bit obvious. Reverse Omega beams. Cool. Not bad. Joker legs. Happy gas grenade. And yeah, so you can get gold. I have never actually got diamond. I don't think I've ever actually had platinum either. I've had a few golds. I guess the more you play, the more you get. So that is the multiverse, and that is how you unlock gear for the characters, and then you can go into customized character. And let's alright, so it's saying we've got 25 for Batman. Let's see what we got. What's the difference between this and this? They look exactly the same to me, to be honest with you. And what's the difference between this and this? Oh, it's just the stats, really. Strength, health, ability. I'll go for this then. Chest piece. That looks alright. It would have been nice if they would have added something along the lines of, you know, the Batman movies. For example, the 1989, I think, Batman. Yeah, we'll go for this one. And if you turn the character around, I mean, the character models are really good, really good. You know, they look clean. But it's just something about this game that your character has not reached the level requirement. Oh, okay, so you've got to basically play with it, you know, get him to that level where it says 6. At the top it says level 4, and this here it says 6. I can only really use these. And these stats actually play a large part in online battles too. So if you come across a person who's, you know, got a lot of this gear unlocked, and you're, you know, using basic things, then you're fucked, aren't you? And here we have different colours. That looks nice. That looks pretty cool, though. Yeah, I might stick with that. You got all black. Now that kind of reminds me of the Christian Bale Dark Knight movies. And you've got the Bruce Wayne look too. I have no idea who would go for that, but you never know. That looks cool. It's alright. Alright. I've got to say though, these Injustice games, to me, they look I don't know, color wise they look a bit bland. Now I don't know if that's just me or if they are actually like that, but they do. So this is how you basically customize your characters. Right, so what we'll do now is we'll jump on online and give you guys a bit of a an idea of what you can get online. So you got rooms, and you got ranked, and you got player match, private match. So this is how you could. You know what? I didn't even know that you can actually customize characters here as well. So let's go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Right, so load out one. We'll go for this. I haven't actually reached level 13 yet, so we'll go for this. And we'll go for this. Legs are gonna have to stay like that. Ultra Nunchaku increases character XP by 2.70%. Necronized inflict 7.8 extra damage to lanterns. Multiverse only. Okay. Lethal blades. We'll go for these. I like Raphael. I've always liked Raphael. And again, you can unlock different colours. And you've got these metallic kind of colours as well. That looks cool. That kind of reminds me of the Turtles from the 90s. But I've got to say the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are that's something that I least expected to see in a beat 'em up, and credit to NetherRealm for really sort of nailing it down when it comes to the Turtles, and they've done it really well. And what they've done with the Turtles is win-loss, alright, whatever. Yeah, what they've done with the I'm most likely gonna lose anyway. I'm not really good at this game.
The Flash. The Flash.
Oh, we'll go for this one. Yeah. What they've done with the Turtles in this game is kind of similar to what Triborg is in Mortal Kombat X, where you've got Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax, all three of them in one. Now you see, if you had a quick look at the stats, this guy's stats are crazy. And yeah, he definitely is. Look at that. Optics XX OSO. And this is what I was talking about. So if you haven't really fucking played this game, you will get your ass whipped online by these guys who have unlocked a lot of gear.
Try stretching first.
Look at this guy. But yeah, so expect this.
Coming through, bro. My turn.
You've got to love this special move. All four of them come out. Connection is bad too. I'm not saying I'm losing because of the connection, but it just kept freezing every time. Anyway, Rematch, select new fighter. Yeah, so like I was saying before, if you haven't actually unlocked anything, I mean, if you haven't, you know, sort of played this a lot, and you decide to jump online and start playing online, just be ready to be faced with, I mean, matchups on this game are a fucking joke. Honestly, a proper joke. This game will match you up with players who are way beyond your level, and just expect to just expect to come across people like this guy, Optics, who, you know, I mean, nothing against him, but he's obviously, look at his HB and look at mine, 1050, 1150, and that's with him, obviously, kind of similar with this guy, HB.
Raphael, fighters approaching the Batcave.
Yeah, he's definitely a good player, but he's got the gear unlocked, so he's all right. Yeah.
Begin.
And the other thing is I've never really played this game online, and I don't really play this game that much anyway, to be honest with you. Mainly Tekken. Yeah, he's just too much.
Bet you didn't see that coming.
Yeah, the only thing I can do at the moment is just do the power move. That's it, really.
Coming through, bro. My turn. Shell shot.
Yeah, I don't know his combos or anything. I'm alright with Michelangelo. Leonardo's alright. Why did he keep doing that for? Why did he keep dancing? I don't know, he hits him and then he just stands back and he starts doing the dance or some shit.
The Flash wins.
It's weird. I don't know. I'll just put it down to lack of experience. How do you quit? I don't understand now, but it's not working. Oh, I don't want a rematch.
Begin.
I'm just gonna have to quit. Sorry, Optics. But yeah, couldn't find the, you know, getting out. But yeah, so that's online ranked matches for you. And then you got player matches, and in player matches you've got versus, competitive, King of the Hill, competitive King of the Hill. In rooms, you have different rooms, and as you can see, there's no one in any of the rooms. Let's go on Metropolis, and as you can see, there's not really anybody in the rooms. But yeah, so that's Injustice 2 for you. Is it worth picking up? I would say yeah, it is. If you can get it. If you can get it on sale, definitely pick it up. Reason being is this is a game that is actually full to the brim with content. But I mean, if it's something that, you know, is not your cup of tea, then I wouldn't really bother. And I'm gonna be honest with you, even though I got this game quite cheap. I mean, I picked it up from they had a sale on. I don't own this physically. I own this digitally. But yeah, I picked it up quite cheap, and I would say for the money that I paid for it, it was actually worth it, because it was the edition with all the extras in it, you know, the extra characters and whatnot. And yeah, so I mean, it's a good game. It's got a lot of content. just the campaign, you know, the story is good, you know, is good enough to get your money's worth out of it. But if you are not satisfied with the story, you could always jump into multiverse. Then you got Legendary Multiverse. If you're still not satisfied, you can do a bit of multiplayer. If not, just jump online. So in my opinion, I would say if you enjoy playing fighting games with a good story, if you enjoy playing fighting games with a lot of content in them, then definitely get it. If you just want to get into fighting games and just, you know, stick to the bare basics, I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, in my opinion, if you've got a 4K TV, you've got an Xbox One X, and you like you know, games with a lot of content, a lot of modes to get deep down into, then yeah, definitely go for it. Anyway, this is Critical Q signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video.